standing guard duty on this at different events that took place in the city, in the town back in those days.
It was used for fundraising, was it, George?
They used it for fundraising, for bond, and there was a little building set out in beside the cenotaph between the post office. This looks like Manette's Point Road, I think.
And children having fun here.
That's right.
This is,
I believe, this is the Lions International
Clubhouse. On Toronto Street, wasn't it?
I'm not sure where it was.
Yes, it was south of Dunlop Street. Yes. Here we have a race.
This, I'm sure, is down in Toronto, though. This looks like it's at the old
Woodbine?
Woodbine racetrack down on the bottom of right off Queen Street. This is back in the George Wright cleaner's office, and the lady seems a little shy.
Well,
she can't be shy now.
We have military personnel here again.
This, I believe, is the Gray and Simcoe Foresters again.
They appear to be disembarking rather than embarking. The train is in the background.
The train is in the background, but you'll find that they're getting ready to get on the train. And unfortunately, the band has the name on the drum, but just as you get to where you can read it, it fades out in the sunlight.
Well, we must apologize for the faintness of these pictures, but it has been difficult to transpose that onto video.
And the quality of the film had deteriorated quite a bit also.
Yeah, here the old carriages. I think these seem
That's right.
to be settlers' carriages.
And then
wooden carriages, and the train is pulling out loaded with soldiers.
And then we can pick it up, I believe it's at Manette's Point also, that the road going down to Manette's Point, that the train passes by again.
There is a train there. That's a good shot.
That's the same train again.
I know. There we go.
That's George's boat. That's his the power boat that George had during the 40s.
This is different from the first one we saw.
Oh, much.
Yeah,
this is a far faster boat.
Lovely.
That's Fisherman's Point in the background. This is the Sea Cadet Corps going out to the officer is Jack Howie. They're getting ready to embark, going out to the Holden estate. It's Pat Poland. His father was an OPP officer in Barrie here. That's Ken Biles, young Ken Biles.
Oh, wow.
And that's Captain Bill Delaney.
Bill Delaney.
With the Lady Dell to the right.
He always smoked a cigar, did he not?
Always had a cigar. Now the Lady Dell is on the far side, and the Marcath is the boat on this side. Marcath was the boat that was used primarily to take the people back and forth for the dances at Manette's Point, and also on excursions on Sunday afternoons. The Lady Dell, the big boat in the background, was a patrol boat, formerly a patrol boat of the RCMP down in the St. Lawrence River.
This one here now coming
This
across?
one right there, that's the Lady Dell. It had a very deep draft. It drew 4 feet of water. But you can see those boats were kind of overloaded.
Yes. They certainly were. No life preservers either. These cadets are marching somewhere.
This is at the Holden estate.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
And they're just marching up to raise the flag, raise the blue ensign.
Were they invited guests at the Holden estate?
Yeah, Mr. Holden was quite interested in the Navy, and he had a huge estate out on the Shanty Bay Road, just at the bottom of the second concession. In between the first and second concession, that was his summer home. And he was very interested in the Navy. He had, I believe, had picked up polio, and he was in a wheelchair. So all the roads and everything else are constructed so that he can be taken right down. There's myself at the Holden estate, looking down towards the lake.
That's a beautiful estate.
Oh, it was huge. It was, and very beautiful. It was right.
It had a lighthouse. I think we maybe
That's the lighthouse and the jetty, and they're still there.
These fellows seem to have had a good time at the Holden estate.
We always had a marvelous time when we went down to the Holden estate.
Were you fed, or did you do exercises?
No, we had that. Well, you can see right there. There's myself enjoying my lunch that I took along, hamming it up for the rest of the group.
Yes.
That was part of the boathouse there.
Well, these chaps are having fun, flexing their muscles.
Yeah, this is the shoreline along now. That's looking out towards Lake Simcoe from the where the dock area was.
Mostly Pebble Beach.
Back along there it is. That's Ross Smith, coming out there. He had the Barrie Business College. He was an officer in the Cadet Corps. Jack Howie again with his cigar. Seemed we did an awful lot of running out there at that time. When we come to the end of the day, lowering the ensign. This is up at the Market Square.
Seem to be doing a drill exercise here.
Well, just forming up into formation at that point. And that's Meyer's home in the background. He had a fur business there right beside on the south side, right beside the library.
That's where Coburn's, the lawyer's office is right now, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
It would be next to the McLaren Center. If we
That's
would have
right.
to transpose that now, yeah.
Pat Myers was it was his daughter, and she was a librarian at the hospital. Pardon me, at the library there. She was with the library.
Summer's day, most likely here.
These are the newer recruits in the Cadet Corps.
Having no jackets on.
Having no uniforms yet.
Well, there's a fellow without a shirt on. That indicates it's summertime, isn't it? There's the Barrie Public Library, and the sun is setting.
That's taken from Manette's Point.
Lovely sunset.
Beautiful sunset.
And no high-rises in the background, George.
Not in those days. There's another parade coming along Dunlop Street, the post office in the background. They're heading east. You can see many of these pictures I've got the post office in the background, and of course the reason is that George had his cleaning establishment right at 86 Dunlop Street, so consequently
Central Band,
yeah, and the girls from the Barrie Collegiate, Central Collegiate, the only collegiate back in those days.
Why would they be marching, George? Is that
Well, we had so many parades back in those days, it's pretty hard to tell whether there's Dixie Corbett again.
Scene from the past?
Yeah. Again, another family affair.
Yes, we had to leave this one in, George, because again it shows the dress of the day.
This is down in the boat area someplace. You can see they've just burned all the paint off an old boat there.
There's a little girl on a sidewalk. The old tricycle.
Yeah, I can remember having one of those also.
Here's a chap. Again, here the dress of the people and the deck chairs, the furniture of Barrie in the 40s, a father and daughter.
Yeah, with the canvas top on it. That's George Wright there, who took all these pictures.
The gentleman with the little girl.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Did you say the old lawn chairs with the canvas cover over the top to protect you from the sun? They all folded up into that's the OPP office. And there's one of the OPP cars in the early days.
Goodness.
This is taken from a window above.
Central Band again.
Right. There's W.A. Fisher down in the front corner there, just went by. He always had the white jacket on. All the fellows had the red, and the girls had the red. These are taken from above George's cleaning establishment store at 84 Dunlop Street. So we're looking more or less right in front of the Queen's Hotel.
These scenes are in Queen's Park now.
That's right. This was a march past that we had up there with the Cadet Corps.
Armories in the background.
And the officer taking the salute as the group marched by. That's George Cole up in front of the band again.
It appears to be that marching was part of the training of the Navy cadets as well.
It was part of all your training back in those days, that's for sure. Lots of marching.
Fine fellow.
That's myself running through.
Oh.
I always seem to be running everything I see around these movies.
Parkside Drive in the background there.
That's right. You can see in those days we had actually a very large Sea Cadet Corps.
Yes.
There I am running again.
Were you the orderly at that time?
No, actually I was the Chief Petty Officer.
I see.
This is High Street's going up to the right. That building is still in the corner there. At the corner of Dunlop Street
And High.
and High.
There were some beautiful homes. There's still a few left on High Street, are there not?
Sure are.
Dunlop Street again, looking west.
Right. Reeves Jewelers.
Beautiful sunny day here.
A&P store there.
And they must be expecting a parade.
They are expecting a parade, and back in those days, you can see that the flags, the Union Jacks, of course, were the flag we used, and every store had its own flag and had a position on the sidewalk. For events such as this, they would bring the flag out and put it in a cup that held it in the sidewalk. Those flags were in use until about 1942, when some of the soldiers came out of the hotel wall, and to celebrate, they pulled some of the flags out of the sidewalk, and it started to clean the neon tubes off the electric signs. So these are Ram tanks
From Base Borden, brought in for the parade.
brought in from the parade, and this is a tank carrier. This is proceeding east. Owen Street in the background there. This is at the Barrie hockey rink. That's Sid Sherlock Please pardon me, West Alslop in the back there.